Black Network Television, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, this is an educational institution. I want to thank everyone for coming.
And welcome to our African American
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we did it last year as well.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to look at the founders or the founder of Black History Month. A lot of folks don't know that. Unless perhaps you might attend a predominantly black university like Howard University, Hampton, Morgan, or if you go to City College, you have a Black Studies department with Sister Yarborough, Leonard Jeffries, Sister Bain, who passed away, Edward Scobie, who passed away, and you know, there were legacies in their time. They knew African history. So we're going to history. That's right. So we're going to begin with Carter G. Woodson. All right, he was born in 1875. We're going to see a lot of dates, okay, so don't put any limitation on dates, all right? He was one of the first African Americans to receive a doctorate from Harvard. Dr. Woodson dedicated his career to the field of African American history and lobbied extensively to establish Black History Month as a nationwide institution. He also wrote many historical works, including the 1933 book, The Miseducation of the Negro. You see the chains around the forehead with a lock? Okay, that's like limitation. No freedom in acquiring knowledge at all. No free spirit. Your ankles could be in chains as well as your brain. All right? This is even worse. So he died in Washington, D.C. in 1950. Not too long ago. I'll tell you about the time, right? It's not too long ago. Woodson lobbied schools and organizations to participate in a special program to encourage the study of African American history, which began in February 26. What's today's date?
26?
26.
26.
And he founded in 1926. What a coincidence, huh?
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
I'm a teacher, I'm supposed to make this thing. It's called a paradigm shift in how you're thinking, okay? And paradigm is a code word for revolution. And here we go. So it was called Negro History Month, and the program was later expanded and renamed Black History Month. Woodson chose February for the initial week-long celebration to honor the February birth month of Frederick Douglass, abolitionist. Anybody know what an abolitionist is, right?
Yes.
Fight for your. You have white abolitionists too who fought against slavery, and also President Abraham Lincoln, who supposedly fought right against slavery. If you look at history. So here, we're going to go back the timeline where in early Egypt, the recorded names of the architects who built the Great Pyramids. The first architect name was Imhotep, who lived almost 5,000 years ago. He's also the first scientist in history known by that name today. China, Sumeria, and Babylon did not record the names of the early architects. All right, so this name withstood the ravages of time moving forward, and his name is still known. Imhotep. No secret, not forgotten preservatives were involved in preparing an Egyptian mummy. Common substances were used, such as beeswax, oil, and salt. The procedure, though, could be complicated and take up to 70 days to be made waterproof. The body was wrapped in bandages, then smeared with wax. The Persian word for the wax was mum. Mum. The Arab word was mumia. That's why Mumia Abdul-Jabbar, who's a revolutionary, came up with that first name. To us, it's now called mummy. All right? With all kind of scary connotations with bars called thriller movies. The mummy, breaking up from the dead. So now here's where this happened, young lady. The Roman Emperor Augustus Caesar subtracted a day from February 29 to 28 and added that day to the 8th month of the year and named it after himself, August. You get it? August Caesar. Augustus Caesar. He wanted to stay ahead of his competitor, or his predecessor, Julius Caesar. Who's smart? His name, July. All right? So I guess we have to do heavy research, right, Dr. Anchor, and history to know how other civilizations name their months, right? Isn't this the Chinese New Year?
Yes.
Yeah.
So their calendar is totally different.
So lunar, I believe they do.
Yeah. So who knows where we are in time, right? Who knows? So here are 7. Now we're going back. You see how we went back? Imhotep, born into the ancient Egypt. Now we're going back to the 7 medieval African kingdoms. Everyone should know about it. While Europe was experiencing its dark ages, a period of intellectual, cultural, and economic regression from the 6th to the 13th centuries, Africans were experiencing an almost continent-wide renaissance after the decline of the Nile Valley civilizations of Egypt and Nubia. And that came before this slide. Okay. So the leading civilizations of this African rebirth were the Aksum Empire, the Kingdom of Ghana, the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire, Ethiopian Empire, the Marsi Kingdoms, and the Benin Empire. All right, it'd be quite extensive if we went into detail for each of these empires. So I'm just going to cover 4 of them. And if you have the inclination to do research on your own, which all of us should be doing, do as such. Here's the Aksum Empire. The Aksum, see how it's pronounced? Aksum, or Aksum, same thing. It was an important military power and trading nation in the area that is now Eritrea and northern Ethiopia. It existed for approximately 100 to 940 AD. At its height, it was one of the only 4 major international superpowers of its day, along with Persia, Rome, and China. Aksum controlled northern Ethiopia, Eritrea, northern Sudan, southern Egypt, Djibouti, western Yemen, and southern Saudi Arabia. A total of 1.25 million square kilometers, almost half the size of India. Aksum traded and projected its influence as far as China and India, where coins minted in Aksum were discovered in 1990. That's recent, right? Not too long ago. Here's the other one, Kingdom of Ghana. Look at it, that's royalty right there, right? Centered in what is today Senegal and Mauritania, the Kingdom of Ghana dominated West Africa between about 750 and 1078 AD. Famous to North Africans as the land of gold. Ghana was said to possess sophisticated methods of administration and taxation, large armies, and a monopoly over notoriously well-concealed gold mines. The king of Soninke people who founded Ghana never fully embraced Islam, but good relations with Muslim traders were fostered. Ancient Ghana derived power and wealth from gold, and the use of the camel increased quantity of golds that were transported. One Arab writer, Al-Hamdani, describes Ghana as having the richest gold mines on earth. Ghana was also a great military power. According to one narrative, the king had at his command 200,000 warriors and an additional 40,000 archers. Okay, so here's the other one, Songhai Empire. The Songhai Empire was the largest state in African history and the most powerful of the medieval West African state. It expanded rapidly, beginning with King Soni Ali in 1460s and by 1500s. In 1360, disputes over succession weakened the Mali Empire, and in the 1430s, Songhai, previously a Mali dependency, gained independence under the Suli dynasty. Around 30 years later, Suli Suleiman Dama attacked Mema, the Mali province west of Timbuktu. We're going to hear about Timbuktu in a minute. Paving the way for successor Suni Ali to turn his country into one of the greatest empires sub-Sahara Africa has ever seen. At its peak, the Songhai city of Timbuktu became a thriving cultural and commercial center. Arab, Italian, and Jewish merchants all gathered for trade. By 1500, the Songhai Empire covered over 1.4 million square kilometers. Here's the other one, Mali Empire. After the fall of the Kingdom of Ghana, the Mali Empire rose to dominate West Africa, located on the Niger River to the west of Ghana in what is today Niger and Mali. The empire reached its peak in the 1350s. The Mali Empire was founded by Mansa, which means king, Sudiata Keita, and became renowned for wealth of its rulers, especially Mansa Musa, who doubled the land area of Mali. It became a larger kingdom than any in Europe at the time. The cities of Mali became important trading centers for all of the West Africa, as well as famous centers of wealth, culture, and learning. Timbuktu, an important city in Mali, that's where Timbuktu was, Mali, became one of the major cultural centers not only of Africa, but of the entire world. Vast libraries and Islamic universities were built. These became meeting places of the finest poets, scholars, and artists of Africa and the Middle East. The Kingdom of Mali had a semi-democratic government with one of the world's oldest known constitutions. The Quran Fuga. Look it up. Okay. Must be somewhere. So this is the assignment you can do on your own. It's a noble. I know you're a professor. I could assign you an assignment. Ethiopian Empire and the Musi Kingdom, right? Here's the other one, the Benin Empire. You can see over there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're moving to forward in history, right? All right, we went way back just to see what your ancestry is all about. So we pay homage to the ancestors, right? So let's take it up to maybe what, the 1800s, 1900s, up to our time right now. Here you are. George Washington Carver was born into slavery in Diamond, Missouri, around 1864. The exact year and date of his birth are unknown. Carter went on to become one of the most prominent scientists and inventors of his time, as well as a teacher at the Tuskegee Institute. How many folks here heard of Tuskegee? And things that were done, right? Okay, experiments, right? Like rat animals. Carver devised over 100 products using one of these crops, the peanut. I mean, this is just incredible to me that you can get so much out of a peanut. It really is. Including dyes, plastics, and gasoline. He died in 1943. I mean, look at the ingredients in the peanuts. You got 26% protein, 70% carbohydrates. You got 2% fiber, 7% vitamins and minerals, and 48% fat. You know what part of your anatomy needs a lot of fat? Your brain. Your brain. Right? That's why when children are developing their brains, they have a lot of water in their brain until they get older.